It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Good morning and welcome to your favorite morning talk show with your favorite host, Anna Master and Glenora Shipura. I was about to say it's a quarter to the weekend, but every day is a weekend or when it's the festive season, right?
Exactly. And I think you can say it's a quarter to the new year.
It's a quarter to the new year.
That's so cool. Yes,
Exactly.
it's a quarter to the new year. I mean, just in about a week, we'll be in, 2024. Less than a week, actually. Wow. Wow.
Like on Sunday.
Wow,
That is
guys.
crazy.
Are the New Year
Imagine-
resolutions in? What is happening,
I
guys?
still have this year's resolutions.
Yeah, the last. I know. We're not talking about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. You know
We don't
what?
talk about that.
We-
You know
we
what?
what?
New Year, same me. I'm going to be worse. I'm going to be worse.
New Year, same me.
No, New Year, worse me. I'm going to be worse. I'm going to be applying the pressure 10 times
more.
worse. Yo.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Why the New Year resolutions, New Year, new me. No, actually, it doesn't work.
No, be
New
worse.
Year, worse me.
If you're a terrible person this year, be an even worse person next year. Like, you need to.
Double down on
Like,
it.
why must you always be the bigger person? No, don't be the smallest person this time around. Don't be the bigger person. Don't. This is really good advice that I'm actually giving you guys because, just be worse. Like, that's all I can say on that. But we were talking about sunscreen earlier on.
Yeah.
And the importance of sunscreen. Like, there's always been that myth of, black people don't need sunscreen, but we actually do need sunscreen. Of course, we may not need as high of an SPF as others, but we still need sunscreen.
I need to start seriously investing in it.
Yes.
Because I feel like I don't really invest in it as much as everybody should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of sunscreen.
I invest in sunscreen for my daughter. Because, like, again, I still have that toxic mentality of, but do I really, really need it and whatnot and whatnot. But I think we actually do need sunscreen. Yes, it is very pricey and very expensive, but we do need sunscreen.
I need to, honestly, I don't even have sunscreen in my closet right
I
now.
have a very small one for my face. Because, I suffer from acne and all of that. Like, I don't have the greatest skin. Actually, no, you know what? Going into 2024, I have beautiful skin. So we need to protect the skin.
I like that.
We need to protect it. So please do go outside and get yourself some sunscreen. You may be thinking, but our parents didn't use it. Yes, but back then, the ozone layer wasn't as damaged as it is now.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
They were not facing climate change.
I'm also starting to see spots on my body and uneven,
Yeah, skin tone.
Yes, and I need to really start investing in it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the difference. I'm like, oh, okay, it does affect me.
Because again, like I said, sensitive skin and whatever, I always buy the baby sunscreen because at least that is gentle and both my daughter and I can use it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not spending $600 on sunscreen every month to buy. No.
It's okay every second month at least.
But it's going to be one for me, one for her. Nah, guys. But please do invest in sunscreen, Skin cancer is a real thing. You may not need SPF 50 or whatever, but you absolutely do need sunscreen. On that note, we'll be taking a quick ad break and returning with our top stories.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
We start off our stories on a very sad note. Did you watch Parasite?
I loved Parasite, and I know where you're going to get into this. I saw it today morning. And I knew it was going to be one of your stories. But I loved Parasite. Like, it's one of my favorite movies. It's brilliantly done, brilliantly acted. The
Brilliantly
storyline, Yes, everything about it. And also when you hear how the director came up with the concept and how he developed it over the years, I mean, it's just, you know.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Exactly.
Anyway, Parasite actor Lee Sung-kyun found dead in midst of drug probe, police say. South Korean actor Lee Sung-kyun, known internationally for his role in the Academy Award-winning film Parasite, has died while being investigated for illegal drug use, police confirmed Wednesday. He was 48. Police in the capital, Seoul, said in a statement they had received a missing person report from Lee's manager on their hotline. He, who received acclaim for his role as Park Dong-ik, the father of a wealthy Park family in Parasite, was found in his car on Wednesday morning. The cause of death is presumed to be suicide, police said. Photos from the scene on Wednesday show personnel in forensic outfits investigating a car cordoned off by police tape. Police in the city of Incheon confirmed that he had been questioned 3 times since October as part of an investigation into alleged drug use. He had been summoned by police most recently on December 23rd and held for 19 hours before he was released the following day. Throughout the investigation, his drug tests had all come back negative, Incheon police said, without specifying how many tests he had taken. He had claimed he was tricked into using drugs and subsequently blackmailed by the same individual, police said. He then filed a lawsuit against the alleged blackmailer, according to police, who added they had received a tip about his alleged drug use before he filed the suit. 1 man and 1 woman have been arrested in relation to the drug investigation, police said. On December 26, he had requested police through his lawyers to conduct a polygraph examination of himself and 2 other people police apprehended. The police also offered their condolences to the actor's bereaved family, saying they had tried to prevent media leaks about his drug investigation before its completion in accordance with South Korean law, which prohibits those involved in a criminal investigation from releasing facts about the suspect before a public indictment is released. Police in Seoul said his family did not want an autopsy to be conducted. A funeral for him will be held quietly with family members and colleagues in attendance, South Korean news agency Yonhap reported Wednesday, citing his agency Hodu and You Entertainment.
Okay, so it's not like a drug overdose or...
No.
He
was committed suicide. Allegedly, they found cold briquettes in his car.
Because, you know, I didn't read the story. I just saw the headlines. And then I was just like, you know, this is really, really sad because I'm such a fan of the movie. And also, like, I loved everything about the movie,
and he was already
including
a
the
household
actors.
name before
Yes.
Parasite. Like,
Oh,
Parasite
really?
just garnered him international fame, but he was
Yes.
already a big name in the South Korean film and television industry.
I see, because I think I only got to know most of the actors through Parasite,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. If you have not watched Parasite, please go watch Parasite. It's
I can't watch
brilliant.
it now.
You can't watch it now?
I
because, you know,
watched it, but
yeah.
like it's one of those movies you
I know.
definitely
I've actually
watch over
even
and
like
over.
forced my sisters and family members to just watch it.
Yeah.
So that they know what good art looks like.
Yes,
in terms of
exactly.
films
That was-
instead of movies. Yes.
Parasite.
It's just brilliantly done.
Yes.
Brilliantly done.
But
And-
I mean, honest, sorry to cut you off, but the thing is, yes, the police apologized and offered their condolences, but they could have done more to prevent this from being leaked because, I mean, he had already started dropping out of new projects and, again, people didn't want to hire him anymore because of these scandals, because drug laws in Korea are very, very strict. Dealing marijuana can get you life imprisonment. That's how serious it is.
Because I was actually, when you were reading the story, I'm like, but he's just using drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Of which he was even saying
Yeah.
he didn't know that he was getting fed illicit drugs, right? And that's why he even offered a polygraph test. He was like, okay, listen, if you don't believe me, let's do a polygraph test because I'm telling you the truth. So it really just hurts me that the public bullied him so much and he faced so much scrutiny for something that wasn't even like
I didn't
even
do
if
it on
was
purpose.
true, you
Yeah,
know?
I didn't do it on purpose. And also, I think, where in Asia, there's a very high rate of suicides. I don't know if it's...
It's South Korea,
Is
Japan,
it South Korea?
China.
Yeah, South Korea, Japan, China. Yes, those countries have like really, really high rates of
Suicide rates,
suicide.
yeah.
Yes. So it's really, really sad to hear like this great actor, succumb to that.
And he's not the only one, especially like the entertainment industry in South Korea is extremely difficult, and it's the pressure
I hear
is ridiculous. So most of them, they just can't take the pressure anymore. So they just.
And it's also just not even that they can't take the pressure. It's just no human being should be subjected to that. Yes.
I'm just
it's just not fair. It's just not fair.
I do send out my condolences to his wife, his 2 children, and he had 2 kids, and everyone who has been affected by his death. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
I definitely share the same. Wow, moving on a much lighter note.
We could use the lighter note.
On a very, very light note, Abby Clancy lived one of our worst nightmares. It definitely is one of my worst.
Okay.
The wife of Peter Crouch accidentally sent a picture of herself only meant for his eyes to 200 of his friends. The 37-year-old recounted the awkward affair during an appearance on the Chris Evans Breakfast Show, explaining how she usually uses Peter's golfing WhatsApp group to check his whereabouts when he's running late. But in her struggle to read the screen, she just happened to send the bikini pic to the group, much to her horror. I was texting my friend, she bought me a bikini, and I was texting her a picture of it, and when you type in the first 2 letters of the name, and I couldn't see in the sun, she explained. Abby said that while the snap wasn't explicit in any way, rather just a fun and light-hearted photo, it didn't stop her from being overwhelmed with embarrassment. I was mortified. It wasn't like a sexy shot. It was like a fun, I'm at the beach in a bikini, you bought me, the mom of her said. Now her husband, Peter, who was speaking on the show alongside his wife, explained that as soon as he copped what happened, he deleted the image for everyone, but it seemed to have come just a bit too late. All the lads were like, don't worry, we've got the screenshot. I have laminated it and put it on the bedroom wall as one of was one of the quotes the former England footballer said.
I mean, she's hot.
She's very beautiful.
She's gorgeous. So I don't think that was an accident. I'm not buying the story.
How do you accidentally send a sexy bikini photo of yourself
to a group chat?
To a group chat, not only to a group chat, to your husband's group chat.
No, I'm not buying it.
Girl.
I'm not buying it.
Because she's gorgeous.
I would do the same though.
Yeah,
so
like
that my husband's friends can see how hot I am.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, we get it now.
Exactly.
We understand.
Toxic.
Diana might be toxic, but we get it. We get it, my brother. We get
it. They'll be like, okay, yeah, no, we see it. Okay.
We see it.
I mean, but the thing is, especially bikini pics, you said Instagram is full of those.
Yes, exactly. But on a group chat, come on, nobody does that.
I'm pretty sure
you do it.
It wasn't an accident. I would do the same.
Yeah, I was just sending it to Aina. Shucks. And then I wasn't guys,
I couldn't see in the sun. The sun was blinding me. So.
I'm very sensitive when I send sexy pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I make double sure.
You make double sure.
Even if it's just a bikini picture. You know what I'm saying? I make double sure that it went to the right person.
And
I don't
also, if
casually send it I'm texting a message or something to someone.
And also when you have, you're saying, when you have certain pictures like that, you have to absolutely quadruple check that it's going to who it's supposed to go to.
Yes.
And especially when you have kids, don't have pictures like that in the phone. I'm not talking about nudes or anything, but even
sexy pictures
you don't want
at the beach,
people to see. That time it's a screenshot of me saying Glenora is so bad and whatnot. And then Avea gets the phone and then she accidentally sends it to you. If you have things that you don't want people seeing.
Yes.
If you have a Samsung, I speak because I use Samsung. You have the secure folder. It comes pre-installed on the phone. Just move everything to your secure folder.
Wait, there's a secure folder in a Samsung? Wait, tell me more about the secure folder.
I will definitely be telling you more about
the secure folder.
There's a secure folder. You can lock your apps. You can lock your pictures and whatever. You can basically lock
Can I lock my WhatsApp?
Yes, you can lock whatever you want in your secure folder.
Yeah, I definitely need to lock my WhatsApp.
No, but WhatsApp already has that feature now.
Oh yeah, you can
chat.
So you have to put in because I see my younger sisters are nosy. They know the password to my phone. Oh. They know the password to my card. If there's anybody who's going to rob me, it's them. So I see them sometimes. I'm like, what are you doing in my WhatsApps? Hey?
I mean, big sister's WhatsApps are always juicy. They're always juicy.
And I'm not going to lie, mine are very juicy.
Now, getting into the last of our stories, a woman marries a father-in-law after groom runs away during the wedding. Yeah, exactly. A wedding is a huge undertaking. It comes with the huge responsibility of making sure that the day goes as smoothly as it can. Toxic family drama, the food and cake not being what the couple wanted, and rowdy guests are what the groom and bride often worry about. For an Indonesian woman, the impossible reportedly happened after her fiancé made a run for it and left her, leading to the shocked bride to marry her would-be father-in-law. According to Tribune Trends, because the invited guests had already arrived, the family was compelled to continue the marriage with the groom's father standing in for his son. The lover, or the bridegroom, named Dash Dash, I don't know what the name is, that's what it says. He was forced to be represented by his father because he ran away before the ijab kabul. Kabul is the consent given by the bride's family at wedding ceremony. It is important in Islam, reported Tribune Trends. The bride's brother reportedly talked about the bizarre circumstances they had gone through. He recalled the events surrounding his sister's marriage to her would-be father-in-law. Even though guests had come to attend wedding invitations, the man's family then said their child was missing without being noticed, he was quoted as saying. He supposedly claimed that the bride and would-be groom have been in connection for a long time. The runaway groom had even been once caught entering the bride's room. He also said his party experienced a loss of around 25 million rupees, which is approximately 31,402 Namibian dollars, for the readiness of this marriage. However, he admitted that no legal steps would be taken. The bride's brother was quoted as saying,
What?
"What if this was all a grand plan?
That's crazy. That's
What if?"
crazy. Okay, but it's so crazy that you should do this story, because yesterday I read a Reddit story. You know, this guy was he went to Reddit, he was asking for advice, or he just needed to vent, and he's saying he caught his fiancée in their home with his father, like in bed. This is not even yours. Is very light. Like, these guys were in the act. Like your fiancé cheats on you with your father.
Act.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine, what if this was all the father and son's grand scheme? What if they were plotting? My problem is I don't trust anyone. Like, I'm always like,
Yeah, maybe you're planning. Yeah, maybe you're
I am
planning
my
this.
mother's child. My mother taught me to be suspicious of everyone and everything. If you come to me like, "Hi, Dad," I'll be like, what do you want?
That hi was too loud today.
It was too loud. It was very
it's giving something.
It's giving something. No, I don't trust. What if? And one day, my theory will be proven true.
Yes, exactly.
That brings us to the end of our top stories. After the break, we get into part 3 of Glennora's interview with Pastor Chris.
Taking care of children can be one of the busiest jobs in the world. That's why CrècheGuard is here to give you a little help along the way. Start the day with CrècheGuard's immune syrup to help build a strong immune system. CrècheGuard also offers other tasty supplements, such as omega-3 chews to support brain development. And for healthy little tummies, look for CrècheGuard's range of probiotics that come in drops, sprays, and delicious choc bars. Trust in CrècheGuard every day for healthy little bodies and developing minds.
That, you know, sometimes it's not an equally yoked.
Right.
Even though I promised,
Yes.
I made this vow.
Yes.
I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Yes. Incompatible.
It's incomparable.
Yes.
We don't have the same values. This
Yes.
is just going to be a disaster.
Right.
How do we mitigate that?
So you must make sure that you marry someone with similar values.
Yes.
Not just with a similar spiritual persuasion, but that you marry someone with similar values. And in the past, and this might be controversial as well. Now, I'm married in a cross-cultural marriage, okay? My wife is South African, she's white, her dad is Afrikaans, her mom is English, okay? And so when you come into a cross-cultural marriage, you have a cross-value marriage. We might agree on some fundamentals, but how you put the pillows, how you direct, how you raise the children, all of that is coming from a different home. And so in the past, they used to encourage you to marry close to your family, Don't marry too far from your people. Now, I'm not advocating that, I'm living a different experience, but the idea is that similarity breeds agreement. And when you have agreement, you you tend to have unity, and when you have unity, there's a blessing as well. But if both of you have no longer been sort of too ethnically entrenched in your values, and you went to the same university, maybe you went to UCT or NAST or UNAM or whatever, and you've grown similar in your friendship, right? Then that sort of equal yoking begins to take place, but you have to settle that before you get married. Now, a lot of people, like you said, biological clock, there's pressure. I just met John yesterday, and he's like, let's get married, babe. You know, I love you.
Yes,
I'm in this for
exactly.
life and all of
Yes.
that. And most people then get into a physical relationship. When you get into a sexual relationship with somebody, your mind starts being interrupted in its rational thought. Okay, so you are no longer going to judge this person objectively, and you are going to be blinded. That's why they say love is blind. Okay, you're going to be blinded on top of the euphoria of already being into this person. To sleep with them, and then you are really going to obscure who they are. So you want to make sure that you don't sleep with anybody until you marry them, because that's part of your vetting process. And some say, no, I also need to see how they perform in bed. But that is a hoax, it's a scam. Okay, you can have a conversation around that with people helping you talk through, but you can't see certain things until you're married. Otherwise, you'll see too many people.
Okay, so that is why I think a lot of people don't understand that it's part of the Christian
Yes.
religion that, you know, no
Yeah,
sex
why?
before.
Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
I don't think there was an understanding why you should not do it.
Yeah.
Because now your judgment is clouded because, you know,
Yes.
whatever the sex is
Yes.
great, but the values and
100%.
all that stuff, we don't align. But I'm looking
100%.
at a very superficial element of the relationship.
100%. In fact, sex has the power to bond people, and it has the power to break the marriage. So one of the things that we said during the series is this: if you want to have a great marriage, okay, you don't need much. You just need two things. Number one, you need to have an orientation or a value for covenant. Covenant means that whole thing of till death do us part. I'm in this, I'm not getting out. Number two, you need to keep other people out of your marriage. If you do that and give it enough time, by the time that you're 70, you'll be completely happy.
Wow.
And it needs to be mutual, of course.
By keeping other people out of your marriage, you mean the not cheating, or is it also just discussions like going to my friend and like, you know, John likes to do this thing, and then my friend is like, wow, my husband, you know, Sam will never do this, or
Yes.
is that what you mean as well?
So, to an extent, but mainly the adultery, mainly the infidelity, including emotional infidelity. So nowadays we're connected with everybody around the world because of our phones, right? Back in the day, you had to travel 2,000 kilometers on horseback in order to meet someone else. But now you can just be on your phone. They can send you pictures. They can video in. You can have all sorts of engagement, sexting and all of that. Videoing. I hope that this is appropriate for your audience, but it's the reality. It's happening even in high school. And so because of that, there's a lot of temptations that are coming into the home. And you have to be super diligent, right, to keep that out, because now your spouse is competing with everyone around the world. All of a sudden, casual sex and casual relationships have come to the fore in such a massive way.
Yes.
And in the past, ladies tended, I'm sorry to say this, ladies tended to be the more virtuous ones
Yes.
within this conversation, right? Men are dogs, they go around, what? Men cheat, what?
Now it's a two-way street.
now-
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
And I was actually wondering, because we are living in a society that's not geared towards, you know, creating family units.
Right.
Or if you're creating family units, it's, oh, my biological clock is,
Yeah.
you know, but your whole mindset from, you know, from a young age wasn't around
Yes,
that. I'm
yes.
gonna, you know,
Yes.
sleep around. I have the freedom to do it,
Yeah.
etc. And
Yeah.
these are not, you know, great values.
Absolutely.
But it's things that we have normalized in the society.
Yeah.
How would you say we can move away from this? And I'm probably we are
No, 100%.
This conversation is very long, but
no, 100%. So the first one is your relationship with contraception. I think that is a fundamental, right?
Yeah.
The sexual revolution in the 1960s, 1980s came about because of the liberation of women, that they could now have sexual experiences like men do. Like, I have a sexual experience, I walk away, you know. Morning after pill, what, condom, what, right? So that then brought in a certain kind of behavior that says, look, I can do this, and there won't be severe consequences. In the past, it was like, you do this, you can have a baby, right? So a little bit more caution and a little bit more sort of
I don't want to have a child with John.
With wicked John.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Yeah, we might have a fling, but I don't want to have a, yeah. All right. And so that thing changed quite a bit. And so there is a value to say, look, you need to have a preservation of yourself. Your body is a temple. This is so true. The same way that you don't want disease in your life, there are spiritual and emotional contacts that you don't want. We are a generation that suffers from depression. Almost 50% to 100, much more than previous generations. Right? And yet we have much more of what we want. Everybody's got a phone, everybody's got this and that, and there are the people that are struggling. But even people that are struggling many times are happier than others who have everything that they want. And so there needs to be an identification to say, look, that there's value to virtue. It is good to be good. It feels good to do good.
Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we had to cut that interview short. But all's well that ends well. That brings us to the end of yet another exciting episode of Smile the Coffee. Do let us know what some of your favorite stories were. Mine was definitely the bride that got married to the father-in-law. But that is all the time we have for you today. From Diana Master and Glenn Rashipura, it's all our love, all our light, and
Adios.